Hi guys, Virginia here, and I'm back with a 12 by 12 process video for you today. This is for the Kitaholic Kits design team using the, what's month are we in now? June? June kits? Gosh. Anyway, one of those days. I've been in a bit of a scrapbooking funk lately. I did my first design team project and I hated it. I didn't like it, so this is my second attempt, and I'm much happier with this one. So what I've done is pretty much fussy cut a bunch of the butterflies out from the Dealer's Stay Colourful one of the butterfly paper, and what I've done is kind of layered 3 of the same on top of each other and then stitched through the centre with some gold thread. So that's where I'm up to now. And I'm just kind of fluffing them up a bit so that you can see those layers of butterfly wings. The photo I've got is of Eddie on her 3rd birthday. She's playing her little harmonica. All she kept saying that she wanted was a harmonica for her birthday, and do you think I could find one? Gosh, it took a while, but I found one, and she was so happy. She loved it, and it's just a little photo of her playing her little harmonica. She got a whole bunch of other stuff. She got a bike and some other toys, but she especially loved this harmonica, so I'm kind of documenting that today. And I kind of like the idea of the photo down there, the direction that she's facing, but with all the butterflies kind of spewing out, it's almost like she's making beautiful butterfly music, if you will. But yeah, so my background, I decided to use, this is a sheet of the Vicky Booten mixed media paper that I got from the Kitaholic Kits shop. And I'm just using a butterfly stencil and some texture paste, some white texture paste, and I'm just kind of smushing them around where the butterflies would be on the page, and just kind of being liberal, putting a bunch on there and a few little loose ones kind of scattered out. So I'm back now. I had been over to the milking shed actually and spent a couple of hours over there cutting off some liners off the milking cups, and I'm back. It's nice and dry, my media paste, and I'm going to use the watercolors from last month's kit to do the background. So I'm going to focus on the 3 kind of main colors, which is the blue, the yellow, and the pink. I know that there's kind of touches of green and that corally reddy kind of color in there as well, but when the colours mix together, they're going to give me slight shades of those other colours, the green and the orangey peachy corally colour. So I'm just mixing the colours at the moment. I'm not adding a ton of paint there because they are very pigmented, and I wanted the colours very, very light in the background. I didn't want them to kind of overpower the page, so I'm adding a lot of water to them. And that helps me kind of move them and make the colours kind of sink around all those little texture paste butterflies on the background. It's really fun to do. So there you can see the yellow and the blue are kind of somewhat mixing. I probably could have worked a little bit more to get the green, but I wasn't too fussed. I didn't mind that they blended again to get those colours, but yeah, so this I'm using a pink. I did add a touch of white to this just to soften it, and then I've added a ton of water to get my pink, and I'm kind of smushing that pink into the yellow a little bit, and I don't mind if it goes into that slightly peachy colour. Rightio, so I'm going to dry that with my heat gun just to speed it up. And I don't, normally you would leave watercolours to dry, but I didn't mind that I was going to get those harsh lines from the heat gun drying the watercolours today. I really wasn't bothered. It just kind of adds to the background. It's all messy, and yeah. So I'm using the 3 sprays that we got in the mixed media kit, the Dilution shimmer sprays, and we've got a pink, a yellow, and a blue one. The yellow is gorgeous. It's almost gold. It's beautiful, but they kind of went well to give me some little shimmery splatters over each of those colour sections of watercolour in the background. I'm just rolling up any excess, so it's very intense, and by rolling it up when it's wet, it kind of takes some of the intensity out of it and softens it somewhat on the background. There we go. So that's done. Just going to tidy up a little bit, get my stuff out of the way. And now I'm going to start by matting my photo, putting some layers behind it. So I think I go with the pink first. Yep. This is the back, the B side of the butterfly paper. So I'm just going to put a bit of pink and trim off the excess. And then I go with the B side of this. I think it's got a really like bright teal with hearts on it, and it's kind of marbled on the background, but it had a bit of blue somewhat in it. So I've chosen a thin border of that, and then I'm going to do a layer of that gorgeous vellum with the gold foiling, just to bring in a bit of gold. Because you know I always have to have gold on my page. So when I get it open, there we go. Just a thin little layer of that gold around the border. And that'll just kind of soften up those layers as well, soften what's behind the photo. I trim off, I wanted a bit of yellow, so I trim off a bit of this branding strip off the bottom of this paper and just tuck it into the side. And there's also in this little bits and pieces bag that we get, there was a gold glitter tab, so I shoved that in between the layers as well. So I'm just going to glue them down, put them in place. And my little tab as well. And I'm just looking for some foam, adhesive foam. I'm going to pop that behind my photo just to prop it up off the page. And now I'm going to start to continue to embellish. So this is from the Dealers Stay Colourful. It's the washi tape booklet, I think. And there was a little word on it that said celebrate, I think, and it added a pop of blue, and that gave me a word to put on that little tab. And now I'm just looking for something suitable to kind of put under the photo to kind of ground it, and I choose a piece of this yellow washi tape which kind of repeats that yellow that's in the photo layers behind the photo. So I'm going to pop a piece of that, and then I do find another one that's blue with a bunch of little flowers on it, so I rip a piece of that off and tear it in half and just tuck that on top of the yellow. And then I also find a butterfly washi tape as well. So I pull that strip off and just tuck that underneath that blue washi tape down the bottom. And that kind of adds to all the butterflies as well on the page. And kind of gives them a starting point as well. Rightio. I'm quite happy with that. I did try this little die cut white leaves, but they don't end up making it onto the page. Right, so I wanted some little sequins to kind of scatter around the page. Now we do have a little pack of sequins, but they weren't quite coordinating with the colours that I have going on this page. So what I did, we got on the bits and pieces bag a little thread of gold kind of holographic sequins on a string, and I've just pulled a bunch of them off the string because I want to use the gold. I want to bring in more gold onto the page and kind of scatter them around. So I've popped a few of them off, and I'm just flicking through the Dealers Stay Colourful die cut pack that we've got, and just popping some things behind the photo just to bring in some more colour. So we've got a blue tag that says hip hip hooray because it was your birthday, and then another larger piece and a little stamp. It didn't really matter what was on them, it was just to add a bit of colour. So I'm liking how things are looking, so I'm going to put these butterflies back onto the page and kind of get them into a place that I like them. And I started doing it, and then I thought, well, hang on, what if I did a tone on tone? And so I moved them up and kind of placed them around, and I like that a lot better. So I'm going to shuffle things around a bit, make sure they all fit. There we go, I like that. So I'm going to start to glue everything down. I'm using a lot of wet glue today because I've got mixed media and texture paste on the background, so the glue is the best option to make sure that everything's going to stay on the page. Ton of glue behind my photo. And I just have to move that tag a bit. Get that in place. And then I'm going to start gluing down all these butterflies as well. So I'm just kind of pressing on them really hard so that they stick down. So I've got Scotch tacky glue in my fine line bottle. That glue is great. Yeah, great for things like this. Okay, so we skip ahead, they're all done. I've kind of fluffed up all their feathers a bit. And now I'm going to glue down a bunch of those little gold sequins to scatter them around that big cluster. Just a little dot of glue and stick it on it. Just putting them wherever. And I do bring a few down towards the photo as well. So there we go, we skip through. They're all glued down. I'm going to pull off the little puffy sticker butterflies that are in the puffy sticker sheet. And at first I put them up around the butterflies, but then decided I like them. I like the idea of them kind of coming from the photo, so they're smaller. So they're almost kind of like they're breaking out of that washi tape at the bottom, and then they get bigger and bigger and out into the paper butterflies. So, rightio. I contemplated putting a banner or something off this washi tape sticker book underneath the photo, but then decided it doesn't need it. So I'm going to do my journaling. I'm just going to write it down in pencil first to make sure I like it. Just directly in this kind of space here. It was really quite perfect to put my journaling there because there was a bit of an odd space. So I went over it with a gold pen and then I raised out my pencil. I'm just flicking a few splatters of gold Hardy Swap colour shine around the page. And then I decide to put more splatters. So I grab some white acrylic paint and just add a lot of water to that and splatter that around the page and on top of the butterflies and stuff as well. So after that, that'll be it for my layout. I hope you enjoyed the process. There are links, as always, to the Kitaholic Kits shop and Kitaholic Kits community Facebook page in the description box of my video below. So until next time, bye guys.